Philippine lawyers ask Supreme Court to halt illegal war on drugs. Manila, Reuters. A group of Philippine lawyers on Wednesday filed an injunction with the Supreme Court to try to stop President Rodrigo Duterte's bloody war on drugs, calling it as an illegal campaign that lets police kill and circumvent legal procedures. The government's directive for the fierce 15-month-old crackdown permits police to negate and neutralize targets, effectively granting them a license to kill suspected users and dealers, without gathering evidence or building a case, the lawyers said. A practice of compiling lists of drug personalities and encouraging citizens to anonymously provide names was tantamount to drawing up a hit list, the petition said. It called for judicial intervention in thousands of cases where Filipinos were killed by police. The present war on drugs being waged by the government is not going to stop illegal drugs, crime and corruption, Jose Manuel Diano, chairman of the Free Legal Assistance Group, FLAG, told a news conference. It will only result in the killing of more and more people, especially the poor. The petition comes as public scrutiny intensifies on Duterte's signature campaign, which he insists will not stop, regardless of the bloodshed. He says he is prepared to go to jail to protect Filipinos from crimes fueled by addiction. Duterte rejects criticism that his notoriously bellicose public remarks have been interpreted by some police as veiled instructions to kill drug users, with impunity. Philippine National Police, Plug and Play, spokesman Leonardo Carlos said police welcomed the filing of the petition before the Supreme Court. He did not elaborate. Though Filipinos are largely supportive of Duterte's iron-fisted approach, recent opinion polls indicate public doubts that his drugs war is above board and effective as the government says. Analysts say unease about the campaign has contributed to Duterte's ratings decline. Plug and Play data shows 3,900 people have been killed in operations in which police say armed suspects violently resisted arrest. Duterte's opponents and activists dispute that and say executions and cover-ups are commonplace, which police deny. The petition by FLAG, which is comprised of around 200 pro bono human rights lawyers, was filed on behalf of 3 people whose relatives were killed by police. FLAG has also represented 2 men who testified before the Senate that they were part of an alleged death squad that killed drug dealers and criminals at Duterte's behest when he was Davao City mayor, long before his presidency. Duterte dismisses the allegation as nonsense. The latest petition seeks to compel the Plug and Play and the Interior Ministry to halt the campaign and wants killings to be examined by the National Bureau of Investigation, NBI, which would take charge of evidence, including guns that police say were used by victims. It said house-to-house visits by anti-drugs police followed unverified tip-offs from unknown informants and were not based on evidence. It argues police had no intent to persuade suspects to surrender and would kill anyone who refused to cooperate or denied involvement. The government's war on drugs is shortcutting the justice system by dispensing justice from the barrels of guns, the petition said. Editing by Martin Petty and Simon Cameron Moore.